Hi there. I just wanted to share a couple of things that I've learned in the past 8 weeks about making masks. I started 8 or 9 weeks ago, and in the beginning, all I did was watch videos. I watched lots and lots of videos trying to see what videos seemed best to me, that, which masks weren't super difficult but fit correctly. But I got into the habit of watching so many videos that I became overwhelmed. So I finally decided I've got to make a decision and choose one or two masks that I wanted to start making, because I was losing a lot of time just watching videos and being too picky about it. So I finally chose two masks that I liked making, and one is just the simple pleated mask like this. You open it up. I've used elastics. I've also used t-shirt bands. And also, this one isn't done, but this style here. So make a decision early on what kind of mask you want to try. If down the road you make them and they're not a good fit or whatever, you can change later, but you have to make a decision, because you'll just watch too many videos and it'll drive you crazy. So one of the first things I discovered was the pinning, having to pin all the pleats and pin everything together. I was constantly poking myself with pins. So I had seen people using these little clips. So I bought some of these online. You can buy them in packages of like 50, 100, whatever. I think I got like a package of 50, and I put them in this little container. These little clips are wonderful. I haven't poked myself in weeks since I got these. They're great. And not only are they good for your fingers, but they hold things in place instead of the pins, because with pins, you're poking holes in the fabric, and you really don't want to poke holes in your fabric, because then it opens it up more for the viruses and things to come in. So these are great. I mean, when you're doing the pleats or whatever, this isn't a pleated one, but you just put these on there. It holds them great. So that was one of the best things I discovered, that I enjoy using those. Don't use pins anymore at all. Also, in the beginning, in cutting everything, I would just lay out my fabric on the table, and I made myself little patterns like this, and I would just draw a bunch of the patterns on the fabric, and then I would just cut them all out, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I did that for weeks. But now that I have something new, because I saw other people using it, I love doing it. So I have this self-healing board. I bought one of these self-healing boards. I got this at Michael's, and it's wonderful. You can measure the exact size that you need right on the board, and then separately you have to purchase one of these measuring things. This one has the lip on it, which is great because you put it on the end of the board and then it doesn't slide. Absolutely wonderful. And then what goes with that is one of these rotary cutters. So you're literally just making wonderful straight lines, where I used to just have to cut everything with the scissors. So that has been one of the greatest things that I've discovered during this time also. The other thing is, I still use elastics, but one of my favorite things to use is t-shirt ties. So I just buy t-shirts at Job Lot or wherever I can get t-shirts nice and cheap, and you just cut an inch across. You'll have to look this up because I'm not here to describe that really, but I just, you make strips that are like this. You measure about an inch across a t-shirt. I buy the largest t-shirt I can find, like extra, extra, extra large, because the bigger it is, the better. You get your money's worth. So I cut them like this, and then you just cut the ends off, and then you just stretch it out, and you end up with these beautiful, very soft ties. So I use these for a lot of my masks, and that way they're also adjustable, because you can, once you tie them, if they're too small, too big, they can untie them and make them the size they want. And of course, you can do them in any color that you want. So I love the t-shirt ties. Like I said, I do still use elastics, but yeah. So that's just a couple of things that have really helped me. Oh, the other one is, in the beginning I was buying very, very thin fabric. When I buy thin fabric, I tend to have to use 3 layers because I think it's a little too thin. But now I look for better quality fabric. It's not always quilter's cotton. It's, you just have to feel it and look at it. Make sure you can't like see a bunch of little holes when you hold it up to the light. But if you get a better quality fabric, you can use 2 layers. And then that saves you some fabric and some time cutting things out. So those are the things that I've learned that have really helped me a lot. And there's a couple of other things too. But those are the main things that have helped me. So hope this helps you too. Bye-bye.